Thanks to contributors like you at radiodeluxe.com/contribute.
And you know, I should add, thanks to contributors like you at Jazz88.fm. Thank you, Radio Deluxe crew, once again. A fantastic evening with the Radio Deluxe crew. Good evening, my name is Danny Sigelman, host of the Jazz Impulse every Saturday here on Jazz 88, 7 to 10, the soundtrack to your Saturday night. And I am just signing on to let you know about some road construction efforts. The Kellogg Boulevard 3rd Street Bridge is closed for a complete rebuild between Mounds Boulevard and Lafayette Street. The bridge work also affects Highway 61 and westbound 94 with shoulder work and lane restrictions. In Bloomington, westbound 494 is reduced to 2 lanes at 35W for bridge work. Through July, there is a weight limit in effect in that zone. Rain and snow tonight, mixed sleet before 4 a.m., freezing rain throughout the evening, a low of 31 degrees tonight with northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. More snow and rain in the morning, looking at a high near 36 degrees for Sunday, currently 35 degrees. Kind of nasty out there. Hopefully you're at home, maybe chilling out with the family. Maybe it's puzzle night. Whatever you're doing on your Saturday. I got you musically. My name is Danny Sigelman, host of the Jazz Impulse. We're going to get into it tonight. It's going to be another free-flowing one, man. We've had some really great shows the last couple of weeks. Last week was so much fun. We had a whole crew in here. And, you know, next week we're going to be doing our Jazz 88 Spring Listener Drive. So you're going to help us out. You can help us out now, Jazz88.fm, and become a contributing member to Jazz 88. But we're going to really kick it into high gear next week and have a special guest with me for that. And we also have some more live broadcasts in the future here I'm going to be telling you about. But I wanted to get into some music right away from somebody I saw this week in the Twin Cities, talking about Bob James, as well as some music. I'm about to see Kraftwerk are in town, so we're going to get that into the show at some point. We'll do a little krautrock set. And I'll also be giving away tickets to see Ebo Taylor, who's performing Wednesday night in the Twin Cities. It's all happening here tonight on the Jazz Impulse.
Jazz 88 depends on listener support all year long. Become a member at $10 a month or more and receive the new Jazz 88 digital member card. Donate today at jazz88.fm.
88.5 KBEM FM Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Jazz88.fm, a listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools.
It's Jazz88. This is the Jazz Impulse, and Bob James, 1977 record. He had Grover Washington Jr. on that record. I didn't hear any sax on there, but he's somewhere in the mix. A lot of people. Really cool record called 3 from 77. And Bob James, pianist, keyboardist, was just in town this week. He's 85 years old, and it just sounded amazing at the Parkway. Did a duets show with the saxophonist Dave Koz. Much different affair than the 70s groovy stuff, but I did dig it. It was a really great night, good vibe, cool people, and both of them just sounded fantastic. It's always a pleasure to have some live music from living legends coming our way through the Twin Cities. It's what we got, people. And it's all happening everywhere. Live music, of course, a big deal on Saturday nights. And we're going to be bringing you some live music on the air in a couple weeks here. I just got the group BZ3 Organ Trio to sign up to be performing on the Jazz Impulse in a couple weeks live from Berlin, which is the club downtown. And we'll be talking a lot about that as the date gets near. In fact, I'm going to have the music manager, the one that makes it all happen musically at Berlin. Our friend Cecilia will be joining me on the Jazz Impulse next Saturday night. So that's going to be really cool. And we're going to be doing the pledge drive for Jazz88 next week. And I'm so privileged to have all of you as listeners and contributing listeners. And you can be one too. And we'll be telling you all about it all week. We're really excited. I had a really great time with Fancy Ray came on the show, got me all hyped up. So yesterday was Fancy Ray Day in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And so we thank and celebrate Fancy and all that he brings to the community. Good vibes only here on the Jazz Impulse. And we had it in full last week with Fancy. Always fun to have special guests. Of course, you all are my special guests, and I can't thank you enough for being on board with us every week here. Okay, we are going to be giving away tickets next hour. I'm going to want you to put the phone number in your phone, 612-529-5236. Ebo Taylor, another living legend, is coming through the Twin Cities Wednesday night at the Fine Line. We've been excited about this one. He is still performing at age 89. You know, I hear some of the kids, they get a little tired out playing music and whatnot, and I myself have given up through the years, but it's such a inspiration to have these folks still bringing it, and we're excited Ebo is coming to town, and we're going to play some of his music. So we're going to do the giveaway next hour. We're going to play some of that. You're going to listen. You're going to call in when I tell you to. And in the meantime, if you're brand new to Ebo Taylor and his work, we're going to go back to 77, same year as that Bob James record. This is called Heaven. It's from Ebo Taylor. He's the guitarist, and it's here on the Jazz Impulse.
The Jazz Impulse fills your Saturday night up.
5-band graphic equalizer and the 40-watt power amplifier for your car radio. Make it sound real good.
7 to 10 p.m. every Saturday night.
I heard it.
got the red hair on, gold hanging from her ears, melanin lady. She got a jig on strong. It's so good to be here with you. Somebody's gonna fall in love tonight. And I hope we make sweet love tonight. God created you in the heavens just for me, just for me. And when it so long for a woman like you to make me feel so right. You shine in the sea of people. Oh, this moment's so real. Melanin lady, covered in all white lace. You're the baddest in the place. So good, shorty. Somebody's gonna fall in love tonight. Let's lose ourselves in this second night tonight. God created you in the heavens just for me. Been waiting so long for a woman like you to make me feel so right. God created you in the heavens just for me. Just for me. Been waiting so long for a woman like you to make me feel so right.
This is Jazz88. You are listening to the Jazz Impulse and Khruangbin with Leon Bridges. I was trying to figure out who's playing the vibes on that one. So far, the internet is not telling me. Maybe you know. You can email. I don't get enough emails around here. I'd love to hear from folks. Danny at jazz88.fm, especially if you know who that vibraphonist was. They did Seaside. I'm seeing that both Leon Bridges and Khruangbin are touring this summer separately, but neither are coming to the Twin Cities. So maybe a road trip is due. Leon Bridges at Red Rocks would be a lot of fun. But that was a record, the Texas Sun EP from 2020 from that collaboration. They went on to do another one, Texas Moon. Got to get that one on the airwaves sometime soon here on the Jazz Impulse. Sharon Jones before that, nice reggae-fied version by Victor Axelrod did How Long Do I Have to Wait for You? We heard the Doctaris in there, Voodoo Soul Stew. Ebo Taylor started off the set in 1977 doing Heaven. And do stay tuned next hour. I'll be giving away tickets to see Ebo Taylor Wednesday night at the Fine Line in downtown Minneapolis. I think we're going to get into kind of a jazzier groove here to wrap up the hour. Good evening. My name is Danny Sigelman. This is the Jazz Impulse, the soundtrack to your Saturday. I guess this is the cocktail music hour coming up. I have some Cal Jader. I brought a ton of records. The record bag overfloweth tonight, and we're going to dig into some of it. Cal Jader with Eddie Palmieri is coming up right after this on the Jazz Impulse.
When someone chooses to drive drunk, it's not just about them. It's everyone else in the car, it's all the other people on the road, and it's their loved ones waiting for them to come home. A DWI can cost you your job and your reputation. Drunk driving can severely injure or kill innocent people. If you decide to drink, don't drive. Join the majority of Minnesotans who make the right choice and line up a sober ride. A message from the Minnesota Departments of Transportation and Public Safety.
Hi, I'm Judy Carmichael. On my show Jazz Inspired, I talk with celebrated creative artists who love jazz. This week, I talk with Penn Jillette, the speaking half of the magic duo Penn and Teller, about magic and his adventures as a jazz bassist. Join us.
Monday night at 10 on Jazz88.
The Jazz Impulse fills your Saturday night up right on Jazz88.
Solid bangers there. I didn't plan that. It kind of just happens. You know, the DJ spirits gather and throw down a banger like Daniel Salinas and his Strauss Mania. 1973, the year of Atlantis, the record that Strauss Mania came from. Salinas, mostly a pianist, but a composer, arranger, and true funk master, as we heard. I got to dig into some more of that record. Hideo Shiraki Quintet before that, bouncing all over the map musically here tonight. 1965, the year of Shiraki's Matsuri no Genzo. Pardon my Japanese. Cal Jader and Eddie Palmieri started off the set. Picadillo, 1966. Kind of a groovy cocktail set, man. I bet you didn't see that coming. That's how it works here on the Jazz Impulse. I've been thinking about this metaphor. I went to this restaurant in Beijing one time. They called it a kung fu restaurant. I'm not sure why. No fights broke out, unfortunately, but it had that vibe like a fight could break out at any moment. But they just serve you whatever you get. And that's kind of how it works. And the first dish were these bullfrogs. Oh, the other part of it is that you don't have to eat everything. You don't have to like everything. You can move it on to the next person. But they brought these bullfrogs out. I passed, but I eventually tried some of the dishes I normally would have never tried had they not given me the opportunity. That's what I try to do here musically. Hopefully you're getting turned on to some music that is inspiring you after hearing it for the first time tonight. And of course, we play all the classics too, like the South Soul Orchestra. Oh, no, we're going to go into Quincy Jones. That's where I was headed there. This is not a bullfrog. This is like dessert after that last set. This is the Jazz Impulse coming up here. We are going to be giving away tickets to the Ebo Taylor show at the Fine Line Wednesday night. Stay tuned for that next hour. So much music to get to as well. I think we're going to kind of stay in this groovy little jazzy cocktail vibe. Quincy Jones here on Jazz 88, the Jazz Impulse.
It's the Jazz 88 live music calendar for Saturday, 6 p.m. Mary Louise Knudsen plays solo, Angelina's Kitchen, Woodbury. And at 6:30, Maud Hickson and Rick Carlson, Crooners, Minneapolis. 7 p.m., John Grant, Dakota, Minneapolis. And at 9 o'clock, trombonist and composer J.C. Sanford, Volsteads, Minneapolis. Find more on the live music calendar at jazz88.fm.
Support Jazz88 at $10 a month or more and receive discounts all over town and throughout the country with the new Jazz88 digital member card. Find more information and donate at jazz88.fm.
Programming on Jazz 88 is supported by The Dakota, presenting jazz vocalist Ganavya, mixing jazz with traditional Hindu music, Monday, March 31st. Saxophonist Joe Lovano returns with his Paramount Quartet featuring guitarist Julian Lage April 1st and 2nd. Artist bios and tickets at dakotacooks.com.
The Jazz Impulse fills your Saturday night up. Right on Jazz 88.
And good evening. This is the Jazz Impulse soundtrack to your Saturday night here on Jazz 88. 7 to 10 every Saturday. Looking at the roads, the Kellogg Boulevard 3rd Street Bridge is closed for a complete rebuild between Mounds Boulevard and Lafayette Street. In Bloomington, westbound 494 is reduced to 2 lanes at 35W for bridge work through July. Looking at rain and snow tonight, a mix of sleet, wind, 15 miles an hour tonight, a low around 31 for the overnight. More snow and rain in the morning, a high of 36 for Sunday. Currently 35 degrees in the Twin Cities with the Soul Soul Orchestra heating us up here, getting us into the second hour of the Jazz Impulse. Stay tuned. I'm going to be giving away tickets to see Ebo Taylor playing Wednesday at the Fine Line, 612-529-5236. Put it in your phone, and we'll do the giveaway very soon. It's here on the Jazz Impulse.
88.5 KBEM FM Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Jazz88.FM, a listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools.
Jazz88 and Black Market Brass. Cheat and Start a Fight, a massive sound. Twin Cities Afrobeat scene is very alive. And we went back a few years to their Undying Thirst record that was called Cheat and Start a Fight. Was it the other way around? In any case, Black Market Brass, by all accounts, put on a great show last week. We've been talking a lot about their new single, playing that a lot as well. And like I said, Afrobeat is alive and well in the Twin Cities, as it will be Wednesday night at the Fine Line with Ebo Taylor, who we heard at the beginning of that set. He did If Someone Loves You. I have a pair of tickets to give away right here, right now, because that is what we like to do, and send you to the show Wednesday night at the Fine Line. 612-529-5236 is the number to call up. And let's see, I don't know, be the 500th caller. But that is happening. We're excited to have another living legend of jazz. You know, Afrobeat, I feel, is jazz music from the 70s in Africa, and it combined a lot of the modern R&B sound of that time with the jazz tradition, and it sounds perfect for radio among a lot of the old school American R&B that I play here, but also from all over the world of jazz and funk and the way this music has evolved. I feel that's what we bring to the Jazz Impulse every weekend, and it's so cool. I've gotten some great email. Somebody, Maria, figured out who was playing the vibes on the Khruangbin track we heard last hour with Leon Bridges. So thank you, Maria, for doing the research. I couldn't figure that out, but there you have it. So there's definitely a collective energy that we bring to you every Saturday night for the soundtrack to your Saturday here on the Jazz Impulse. Okay, the phones are lighting up. Lucky winner, 612-529-5236. We'll send a lucky winner to see Ebo Taylor Wednesday at the Fine Line. Back into the funk, Miss Shirley Scott. So many great records. You know I'm a fan. And this one, 1969, is the year of Shirley Scott and the Soul Saxes. There's 3 saxophones on this record. That's how hot it was. But my man, Bernard Purdy on the drums on It's Your Thing. Shirley Scott and the Soul Saxes here on Jazz88, the Jazz Impulse.
Celebrate our Minnesota jazz legends, Grant West, Jay Epstein, Art Katzman, and the late Debbie Duncan, Sunday, April 13th at 2 at the Minnesota History Center, St. Paul, supported by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
The Jazz Impulse, serving the Twin Cities 7 to 10 p.m. every Saturday night on Jazz 88.
Yeah, that is a party. Oh, I'm kind of jealous. Leroy Hudson. If only I was a jazz radio DJ in 1976 playing that record. That was his Feel the Spirit record. Leroy Hudson and the Free Spirits Symphony. It's like a 12-piece band. These guys, their outfits are incredible, as was Butterfat, the closing jam on that record. So cool, from the Carton label. Solid stuff. And it's a real beat-up copy. You can tell this one has been to some parties. Bringing it to you here tonight on the Jazz Impulse. Before that, we did the Soul Tornadoes. That was from 71. They did the Hot Pants Breakdown. Started off with Shirley Scott and the Soul Saxes. And a real funky It's Your Thing from 1969. Hey, we're going to get into Twin Cities this week with Phil Nussbaum. I want to give a shout out to Sarah. I believe she was in Minneapolis. She won the tickets. We got a lot of callers. It's still lighting up over there. I just had the one pair of people. But Ebo Taylor, we're sending Sarah to Ebo Taylor Wednesday night at the Fine Line. Okay, we are going to turn things over to Phil Nussbaum. Keep things moving and grooving here tonight on the Jazz Impulse. It's all happening right after this.
Is your teen or young adult withdrawing, experiencing anxiety, or depressive thoughts? They may need a larger team to care for them. That's where Hazelden Betty Ford comes in. Our team of experts help guide with proven mental health and substance use support. You can trust Minnesota's #1 teen treatment center to help your child thrive. Turn to WeGotYou.org to learn more. Hazelden Betty Ford, We Got You. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation and aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Support for Jazz 88 comes from Let's Learn Collectively on Our Life's Journey, a Minneapolis-based civic engagement cohort presenting the Reading Out Loud Literacy Initiative. This program is available to young adults aged 18 to 30 living in Minneapolis and includes customized literacy strategies and resources to help participants reach their goals. Applications due by March 31st. Information and registration at llcooljorg.com.
Trevor McSpadden presents birthday tribute to Merle Haggard at Ice House, April 5th. It's time for Twin Cities This Week. Merle Haggard is one of country music's most celebrated singers and songwriters. Next Saturday at Ice House in Minneapolis, Trevor McSpadden leads a 7-piece group in a Merle Haggard birthday salute. Band members include guitarist Dan Lowinger and Dan Neal, bassist Eric Lilystall, fiddler Tom Schaefer, and Ken Wilson on the pedal steel. We'll first catch Trevor singing a favorite Merle Haggard hit.
My dreams will come true if I spend my lifetime with you.
My drifting memory goes back to the spring of 43, when I was just a child in Mama's arms. Daddy plowed the ground and prayed someday we might leave this rundown mortgaged Oklahoma farm.
Phil Nussbaum here with Trevor McSpadden. Trevor, what do you think inspired Merle Haggard to write his songs?
A lot of them. Certainly many are autobiographical. We do one in particular that Merle did not write. Dallas Frazier wrote this song, California Cotton Fields, which a lot of people do that song. But it certainly has that aspect of looking back on a California childhood that was tough and hard, and the Okie experience, you know, migrating west, looking for work. And so, yeah, that song captures a lot of that story.
Then one night I heard my daddy saying to my mama that he'd finally saved enough to go. California was his dream, a paradise, for he had seen pictures in a magazine that told him so. California cotton fields, where labor camps are filled with worried men and broken dreams. California cotton fields, close to wealth as Daddy ever came.
We're speaking with Trevor McSpadden, and he is presenting Happy Birthday Hag, celebrating Merle Haggard. And so many hits. Working Man Blues, If We're Not Back in Love by Monday, Silver Wings. But there's Merle Haggard back catalog that isn't heard very much, like one that you do called Worried, Unhappy, Lonesome, and Sorry. What's so appealing about this?
Yeah, it's underappreciated. You can go to any country and western bar on any Friday night in any town and probably hear Working Man Blues and Mama Tried and Silver Wings, and that is fantastic. But I think what we're trying to do is share these songs that aren't heard like that. Equally great songs, fabulous instrumentation, and so to present them in a way that think, hey, this guy, it's not just 3 or 4 hits. This is a deep catalog that needs to be explored.
Trevor, we've got a living room recording of Worried, Unhappy, Lonesome, and Sorry. What is it about that song that really gets to you?
For me, the song really is made by the lyrics. It's like your classic template of a country song. Sad, downhearted lyrics with an upbeat arrangement. And so the dichotomy there appeals.
Worried, unhappy, lonesome and sorry. Yeah, that's how I feel every day. Worried, unhappy, lonesome and willing to give in and see things your way. Unfair I turned off a love that was mine. And the thought of me losing your sweet love forever is causing me to lose my mind. Worried, unhappy, lonesome and sorry. Yeah, that's how I feel every day. Worried, unhappy, lonesome and willing to give in and see things your way. That's right. I'm so well deserving of the heartaches I know that I'm almost ashamed to say please. But the thought of me losing your sweet love forever will cause me to fall down on my knees.
Trevor McSpadden and group playing Merle Haggard. Living room session. Of course, when you play in the living room, you play acoustically. And I'll tell you what, we're sitting around and your guitar's right here. When you're playing your Merle stuff, just sitting around, what do you go to first?
Lately, there's a song that Merle did called Huntsville that I just can't get enough of. Nice story of a convict being taken to Huntsville prison in Texas and trying to figure out how to get away. That white-haired judge in Dallas didn't pay my story no mind. They're taking me down to Huntsville. I'm bringing in a load of time. They caught me on a caper that I planned for days and proved everything I've done. I'm on my way to Huntsville, looking for a chance to run. My hand don't fit no chopping pole. Cotton never was my bag. The man better keep both eyes on me, or they're gonna lose old Hag. It ain't so far to Mexico that I can't find my way. I'm on my way to Huntsville, but I'm not gonna stay. No, I'm not gonna stay.
Trevor McSpadden leads a 7-piece band into Ice House in Minneapolis for Happy Birthday Hag, celebrating Merle Haggard. It'll be Saturday, April 5th at 8 p.m. For information, the web address is icehousemepls.com. This program is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Phil Nussbaum speaking.
The Jazz Impulse takes you for a ride through your Saturday nights.
Okay, well, strap yourselves in, whether it's the car, the spaceship, or whatever, because we're about to take off on a commercial-free half hour of music.
Live on Jazz88.
No sabe Chicano, no sabe Españole. I'm learning as fast as I can. 'Cause I love frijoles, tortillas, and tacos, and listening to old Mexican bands. No sabe the lingo, the I'm just a gringo, but I too like to work with my hands. And early mañana I'll smoke what I wanna and listen to old Mexican band. And I love the wave and the trumpets and the smell of a Mexican rose. And almost see her sombrero, the glitter and cut of her clothes. And I love old Mexican music. Agave makes me dance on my hands. No sabe, amigo, but I love the fandango and listening to old Mexican bands. And I love the wave of the trumpets and the smell of a Mexican rose. I can almost see her sombrero, the glitter and cut of her clothes. And I love old Mexican music. Agave makes me dance on my hands. No sabe, amigo, I love your fandango and listening to old Mexican bands.
Take the morning paper off my doorstep. I don't care to look at it today. I woke up this morning with a good feeling, and I don't want no bad news in the way. No news is good news. I still think about you all the time. I said, no news is good news. No news is good news, yeah, was coming on in a special news report flashed across the screen. It said, due to the following, this program won't be shown.
was the queen of the little red, white, and blue. She was the queen of the little red, white, and blue. Said, ooh, why get you spy, boy? Prepare yourself to die, boy. Medicine man got heat, strong power. You know better than to mess with me. Like a rival, la fruit. Like a rival, la fruit. If you see a spy boy sitting in the bush, mash him on his head, give him a push. Get out the dishes, get out the pain. Ooh, he's fast for the medicine man. La 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 Junkin' do. Ooh, the mile walla chala walla won't jump. The queen is coming, by me. The queen is coming to waste. Pack away. Better not get in the way. Got the second line fever today. Singing wham, bam, hang the hand. Come on down, boy, and follow me. Wham, bam, thank you, man. Come on, boy, and follow me. Mama Ruth. She was the queen of the little red, white, and blue. Mama Ruth. She was the queen of the little red, white, and blue. Bam, thank you, ma'am. Come on, boy, now follow me. Wham, bam, hang the hand. Come on, boy, now follow me. And wham, bam, scram, Sam. Come on, boy, now follow me.
Jazz88, the Jazz Impulse with Dr. John. Nice little, I don't know, Southern rock set, perhaps. Mama Ruth's one of my favorite songs of all time, let alone from his work. 1968, the year of that song. 73 brought us Tony Joe White, No News is Good News. And Merle Haggard to start off the set, Mexican Bands from later in his career, 2010. We're getting kind of modern here on Jazz 88. And that Merle Haggard tribute sounds like a lot of fun, so I had to bring out some Merle for you tonight here on the Jazz Impulse. Danny Sigelman, your host. We're getting ready for the third hour. The 9 o'clock hour tends to get a little weird each week, but we do usually keep it pretty funky. So thanks for hanging with us tonight. We've been having a lot of fun and continue to do so for the next hour here on Jazz 88. New music. Just got some new records. The Coal Mine Records label is a favorite of mine. They always put out some interesting stuff. We play a lot of that music here. And the Surefire Soul Ensemble have long been a very reliable group on that label. I don't even remember where they're from, but they describe themselves as introspective jazz funk for sure. Their new record is called Gemini, and this tune is called Freddie. New sounds here on the Jazz Impulse, the Surefire Soul Ensemble on Jazz 88.
Programming on Jazz 88 is supported by the Walker Art Center, presenting Japanese-born, New York-based dance artist Eiko Otake in collaboration with Chinese choreographer and dancer Wen Wei for a premiere performance of their new work, What is War? An exploration of how war impacts us for generations, shown through movement, text, and video. April 11th and 12th. Information and tickets at walkerart.org.
If your organization is doing good in our community, Jazz88 wants to help get the word out. We can promote any event, volunteering opportunity, or fundraiser that provides service to the youth, seniors, or the arts. We'll make sure your organization is able to reach the people you need. Just send an email and tell us about your cause at info@jazz88.fm. That is info@jazz88.fm.
On the next Jazz Night in America, drummer Justin Tyson shares his top 5 drum heroes and the tracks that got him hooked. Plus, the seasoned sideman shares tracks and stories from his debut record, The Paper Doors. I'm Christian McBride.
Tonight at 10.
You are listening to 88.5 KBEM FM Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Jazz88.fm, a listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools.
Man, it's getting real funky with Dizzy Gillespie. Man, those 70s records. 1970, the year of The Real Thing from Dizzy Gillespie. He's got so many people on this record. Bernard Purdie, of course, on the record, but not on this tune. I feel like we're having a real Bernard Purdie kind of night here on the Jazz Impulse. Yeah, we heard Surefire Soul Ensemble, new stuff from them. They did Freddie from their latest called Gemini here on Jazz 88. Danny Sigelman with you for the final hour. Man, we've been having a blast tonight here on the Jazz Impulse, and it's going to just kind of go off into space. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good one for the rest of the show here tonight. Of course, Jazz Night in America at 10 o'clock. Plenty to get to before then, including a couple performers coming to St. Paul in this summer in June, a group called Azimuth, who are a Brazilian jazz funk group coming to St. Paul. I'm amazed they're even still together. We're going to hear something from them. But also Gary Clark Jr. has a date performing at the Palace Theater, which I just had. There it is, June 17th at the Palace. I've been digging his new record. It came out last year, and I've been listening to a bunch of it. We're going to play a song from it now featuring Stevie Wonder. Got to get in Stevie Wonder every week here on the Jazz Impulse. It's called What About the Children? Gary Clark Jr. here on Jazz 88.
Shoes on his baby's feet now. Yeah, mama's working, the time is certain. They need somebody. We all agree now, yeah. We can all agree, yeah.
The Jazz Impulse, 7 to 10 p.m. every Saturday night
Bright, clear, powerful sound at an unbelievable price.
on Jazz 88.
सीताराम सीताराम। मेरे प्यारे दोस्तों, मैं जरा अपने गुरु से ठीक से सीख लूं, फिर मैं आई एम सॉरी माय गुड फ्रेंड, let me learn it properly from my guru, then I will teach you.
It's the Jazz Impulse tonight with Kalyanji and Ananji Vishay and My Guru on Jazz 88. Michael Viner's incredible bongo band. I saw a really great there's a documentary about every band, including that one. They did Apache. That song, kind of like one of the first songs to like be sampled many times over on hip-hop music from that era. Azimuth in there did Estreto de Teruma. They'll be at the Amsterdam on 6/20. We started off the set. New sounds from Gary Clark Jr. here on Jazz 88. What About the Children? He had a little help from Stevie Wonder on that one. I was feeling that. We're going to be feeling some Grant Green and Zilla Mays and Kraftwerk right after this on the Jazz Impulse.
Support this valued community service while marketing your business to a new discerning audience. Join the Jazz 88 Business Circle alongside the American School of Storytelling, the Parkway Theater, owlmusicbook.com, Celtic Junction Art Center, and the Minnesota Poets Collective. Learn more about our business circle and how to join at jazz88.fm.
The BBC World Service is the world's largest international broadcaster.
World News.
World News.
This is the World News. From the BBC.
And with journalists located all around the world, we can cover stories when they happen, wherever they happen.
Go to our Moscow correspondent. This report from Zimbabwe. Jonathan Head is in Bangkok. Secunda Kamani joins us from Islamabad.
Global news you can trust from the BBC World Service.
At the top of each hour, weekdays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on 88.5.
The Jazz Impulse with weekly host Danny Sigelman traverses the sonic landscape that is the soundtrack to your Saturday night
Why they can put the competition to bed without supper.
on Jazz 88.
It's the Jazz Impulse tonight, and Tortoise from the TNT record, 1998. The record just keeps on going. Bringing the prog rock, krautrock vibes to you here tonight on the Jazz Impulse. Kraftwerk before that did Autobahn. I'm a little excited about seeing Kraftwerk in the Twin Cities. They return tomorrow at the Orpheum Theater. Haven't been there in a minute. We did Autobahn. Believe that was a remix of the 1974 Essential Kraftwerk. Zilla Mays before that did All I Want Is You. We started off with Grant Green here tonight on Jazz 88. Green is beautiful. He was doing the Windjammer on the Jazz Impulse. 10 minutes to the top of the hour. We're getting ready for Jazz Night in America with Christian McBride. Your host, Danny Sigelman, bringing you on into the evening, the soundtrack to your Saturday, 7 to 10 every Saturday, the Jazz Impulse. We have a good time next week. It's going to be really fun. We're doing the pledge drive here at Jazz 88. Get your dial-in fingers ready or put us on your homepage. And we looking forward to everybody's support next week as we do the spring pledge drive at this time next week with my special guests, Cecilia Johnson from Berlin, the Berlin Club. Find out about what's happening there and everything else Cecilia is up to. Okay, we are signing off here with music from Young Holt Unlimited. A nice groovy one for you before Jazz Night in America. It's called Rubber Lips. Danny Sigelman signing off here. Have a great night.
Programming on Jazz 88 is supported by Legends at the Capri in Minneapolis, stepping back in time to the Cotton Club era with the Wolverines Jazz Trio. The show Thrown to the Wolves, featuring Rick Carlson, Steve Pickall, and Jendine Forberg, with vocalists Judy Venar and Dennis Spears, hits the Capri stage at 7 p.m. Saturday, April 5th and 3 p.m. April 6th. Tickets at capri.simpletix.org.
I love Jazz 88 and I want to see it continue to grow and flourish. My name is Andrew, I live in St. Paul, and I donated my 2004 Toyota Prius. Instead of go through the hassle of trying to find someone to buy it, I would just donate it to Jazz 88.
Donate your vehicle today, jazz88.fm/support.
And good evening. Thanks for tuning in to Jazz 88. I hope you're having a great Saturday night. A look at Jazz 88 roads and weather. In downtown St. Paul, the Kellogg Boulevard 3rd Street Bridge is closed for a complete rebuild between Mounds Boulevard and Lafayette Street. That bridge work also affects Highway 61 and westbound 94 with shoulder work and lane restrictions. In Bloomington, westbound 494 is reduced to 2 lanes at 35W for bridge work through July. There is a weight limit in effect in this zone. Snow and rain late this evening. Freezing rain after midnight. Little or no accumulation. Lows in the lower 30s for the overnight tonight. Northeast wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow, snow and rain in the morning for Sunday fun day. Also in the afternoon, highs in the mid-30s for Sunday. You are listening to 88.5 KBEM FM, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Jazz88.fm online. A listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools. Your host, Danny Sigelman, reminding you to become a contributing listener to Jazz 88. Just go to jazz88.fm and click the Donate Now button and become a contributing listener to Jazz 88.
This is Jazz Night in